Greetings everyone, welcome aboard. My name is Joseph James. Happy Tuesday to you, October 19th, 2010. Welcome to your live term recap, brought to you by SchoolTrade.com, SidewaysMarkets.com. Want to remind you guys here about our blog. If you're on our blog right now, before we talk about the trades we took today, had a bunch of winning trades in the room this morning, guys. Want to remind you guys, a couple key components in the blog right now. First of all, you want to make sure you signed up for our newsletter or you follow the blog. All right. Every time we put a new article out, every time a new video goes out, we called 4 winning trades on the blog today. All right. When we finished up our trading this morning, we wrote down the patterns this afternoon. We posted those patterns on our blog, and all 4 of those markets all were big winners today. Gold, crude, Russell, Euro. Guys, check that blog for it. All right. So if you had the newsletter, if you're on the newsletter, or if you were following the blog, you would have been aware of that right when they were posted. Okay. So follow the blog, join the newsletter. And then up top here, right, up top, you've got 2 sections. One called webinars, the other called trade room resources. Okay, webinars, right, had a great topic today about the 8 phases of the E-minis. Check the webinars section. We talked about tape reading today in the trade room. Check the webinars section. All right, guys, more on tape reading can be found under trade room resources. And don't forget, use that search box. The search box will help you guys search for any terms you want. So let's say you wanted more information about chart types, right? You want to know why we use range charts. Well, type in chart types in the search box, hit the enter key, and that will show you guys the video we did on different chart types. So very easy to use the blog, guys. Let's keep moving. 2, 4, 6, 8 total trades. Now, guys, we did a pretty good job today, obviously. 235 ticks, 2350 for the day. Okay, gold and crude today. Now, I missed the big drop down on gold. As you can see, my first trade on gold today wasn't until 9 o'clock. Guys, I missed about 20 minutes of gold trading because I was watching the euro. The euro got all tied up with support and resistance this morning and wasn't moving nearly as much as gold and crude was. But it was a simple situation where I simply began looking at the euro first. While I was setting up the euro, right, the gold tumbles, the crude tumbles, and of course many of you guys are saying, Joe, where are you? Right? You guys are cashing in your chips at 9 o'clock in the morning, right? Getting out of here, having fun the rest of the day. Well, I missed the big move down. So this could have easily been over 350 ticks today, guys. 235 we took out of the market. I got in late into the gold because I was messing with euro, which was going sideways. Of course, it was kind of funny though, because once I went over and took the trade on gold, then the euro trade I was waiting for collapsed as well. So I really couldn't do very much with it. I watched the euro first, okay, picked the wrong market, right, while the gold's dropping out of the sky, crude's dropping out of the sky, the euro's chopping around here. I then move over to gold, right, and start watching gold and crude, then all of a sudden the euro drops, and that's the trade I was waiting for. So it was kind of a comedy of errors this morning, but in all seriousness though, right, did a great job at getting back into the swing of things, right, moving over to gold. And what I said was, slow things down, right, things were really moving fast at that point. Slow it down, define your areas, right, look for your patterns, and don't get too overexcited just because you saw that big drop. Right? As a new trader, I would always do that. I would always see a big drop. I'd get overexcited because of the movement of the market. I then try to sell those lows, and of course, you know how that ends up, right? On the wrong side of the market bounces, and of course, I should have been buying those lows instead of selling those lows. Now, I did that on the gold this morning first. I'm going to show you guys that in a second. As you can see though, 235 in, guys, 36.90 for the week so far. We are having a fantastic fall right now. It doesn't get much better than this, guys. This is the best time of year to be trading right now. If you're a member, you're making great money. If you're a guest right now, come in, get trained, and start making this money with us. Okay, so total of the month, 23,000 for the month. We've already beat September out. Now we're shooting for July's 33,000 for the month of July. So we're shooting for another 10,000 bucks this month. We get a full, what's that, 5, 6, 7, 8 days left here in the month, guys. We got plenty of time. 173 for the year. I think we're going to hit 200,000 before the end of the year, right? I think we're going to hit that 200K end of the year, guys. That's my goal. So we get another $25,000, $30,000 in profit to make here just before the end of the year, guys. All right. If you're not a member yet, you don't want to miss the rest of this month, guys. We get a bunch of profit to make rest of this month and the rest of the year. Let's see what happened. What's the most important that happened today? Well, the dollar was moving this morning. The dollar was what gave us that heads up that we were looking for something pretty good today, right? We knew right away based on the dollar. The dollar told us trending market, wide trading ranges, outside day, dollar was screaming at us, right? Buckle your seatbelts. It's going to be a bump. It's going to be a busy morning. Now that got even busier when we had some news chatter come out. Now one of the benefits of being a member of our trade room is you get to use our Trade the News account in the live trade room, which gives us that live news chatter at all times. Well, at 8:30 this morning, we had significant movement in the dollar because China started talking about reserve rates, right, on their deposit accounts. So not to go into too much detail about what they said, but whatever was said at 8:30 sparked the dollar. Dollar starts rising. We see everything else tumble. Okay, gold and crude start tumbling. While I was watching the euro, that was that kind of a bummer there because I'm waiting for the euro to drop, right? I see the dollar rising, so of course we're sitting there waiting for the euro to drop. Meanwhile, I see gold tumble. I see euro tumble. I'm sorry, I see crude tumble, right? And more importantly, I know you guys made that money on that, so of course I'm sitting there waiting for the euro to tumble. Doesn't happen. I've got lots of support in the euro I'm waiting for, so I moved back over to the gold and crude, and that's where I started getting into the trades here at 9 o'clock. All right, crude finished up strong late in the morning, had a nice reversal off the lows on crude. Crude gave us a nice bounce off the lows. We then sold those highs to continue the move to the downside. That finished up our day. So we got the day started first with a dollar. Here's my dollar. The dollar, guys, if you weren't here for morning prep this morning, guys, if you weren't here for morning prep, you missed a lot. Now, here's what we saw today in the dollar. We've got, first of all, there's my trading range yesterday, right? Then you've got the trading range today. And so as you can see here, what happened? We broke above the trading range from yesterday. So we can pretty much assume the following the dollar. It's an outside day. We were above the trading range. It was a relatively wide trading range, right? Which means the width of the trading range here, right, was relatively wide compared to the width of the trading range yesterday. Of course, keep in mind, that's the whole day yesterday. This was just the morning. Okay, so a relatively wide trading range there. We also saw it trending up. Okay, so a trending up meant, of course, right, the bias for the dollar is the long side. That means what else? Negative correlation. I want to see a negative correlation. Means short, right? I'm going to be looking for shorts on everything else. And then the final thing was, notice up top here, I have a level up top here, right? 78,200. Right up top here. That is the high, right, from previous days. That's a previous high. All right, guys, so we had up top here at 78,200, we had overhead resistance. But what this told us was, though, this told us that we had all this open space to run. Right? We had all this open space up here to let this market run. Right, guys? So a couple of key components. Okay, outside day, that means the market's moving. A wide trading range, that means the market's moving. Okay, uptrend, market's moving. But what else do we know about an uptrend? We know an uptrend means looking for downside moves and everything else. And the final thing was we had this potential upside move, right? We had the 78,200 way above us. That was the high from previous days' trading ranges. So when we have upside potential on the dollar, right, all that room to run to the upside, we know, of course, that's going to be short side potential and everything else. So we knew right away here, get ready for a good market here, but look to the short side, right? That's probably going to be your best option here, right? So there's our dollar. Now that, of course, got us going this morning. That told us, hold on tight. We got a busy day in front of us. Here's where we start off on gold, all right? Here's the gold. Now, the gold market this morning was actually a relatively easy market. Now, here's what happened. We started off with this sideways range here on gold, all right? And like I said before, okay, I was watching the euro this morning when this big drop happened.